Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing about the topic empowerment and resilience. We are discussing today in the context of women mental health in workplace. So, you know that women carry out an array of demanding tasks due to their multiple roles as mothers, workers, spouses, and caregivers. Their responsibilities to the family and society are essential throughout life, and they become more important even at times of crisis and unanticipated events. All these obligations may have a detrimental effect on their mental health and general well being. So, today's topic resilience and empowerment. These concepts are both widely employed and highly relevant concepts, especially in community psychology. And these concepts are interconnected concepts also, and they play crucial roles in individual and community well being. Empowerment and resilience are key concepts in social work practice as they reflect the strengths and capacities of clients and communities to overcome challenges and achieve their goals. Let us see what empowerment. Empowerment എന്നുള്ള വേർഡ് ശാക്തീകരണം നിങ്ങൾ ഒരുപാട് കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പം പവർ മീൻസ് സ്ട്രെങ്ത് അല്ലേ. എംപവർമെൻറ്റ് മീൻസ് ടു മേക്ക് strengthen somebody else, to empower somebody else, to give power to someone else. So it involves increasing an individual's or group's capacity to make choices and take action to improve their life. It is about having power and resources. നമ്മൾ വിഭവങ്ങളും കൊടുക്കണം, അധികാരങ്ങളും കൊടുക്കണം to influence decisions that affect them. It is a process by which we facilitate the participation of others in decision making and taking action within an environment when there is equitable distribution of power. So these are the key aspects of empowerment. First one is access to resources. There should be access to education, there should be access to healthcare, economic opportunities and social support system. Then participation and agency. She should be able to participate in decision making process and have a voice in shaping their own lives. Then there may be many barriers. We should overcome such barriers. We should address systemic barriers, inequalities that limit നമ്മുടെ അവസരങ്ങളെ പ്രതികൂലമായി വരുത്തുന്ന സാഹചര്യങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉള്ള നമ്മൾ തടയിടണം. അപ്പോൾ അതാണ് മറ്റൊരു കാര്യം. ഓവർകമ്മിങ് ബാരിയേഴ്സ് ഇസ് എ വെരി കീ ആസ്പെക്ട് ടു എംപവർമെൻറ്റ്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ വിമൻ എംപവർമെൻറ്റ്. നമ്മൾ സ്ത്രീ ശാക്തീകരണത്തിനെ കുറിച്ച് ചിന്തിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ദോസ് ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റീവ്സ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ആക്സസ് ടു മൈക്രോ ഫിനാൻസ്, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ആൻഡ് ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് training can enable them to become economically independent and participate more fully in their communities. Let us see the empowerment process model. This is given by Cattaneo and Goodman. Here, the person who is to be empowered has certain awareness about to be empowered, and she defines certain goals to become empowered, and she carry out certain actions based on her skills and self-efficiency and utilizing certain community resources. After that, she may evaluate whether there is any impact on such actions, and this happens in a social context. Again, if the goals are not achieved, she can redefine the goals and work for the same. So it is like an iterative cyclical process. It's a continuous process, empowerment. It's not a static one. Swami Vivekananda said that the type of the status assigned to women in any society reflects the nature of its cultural richness and level of its civilizational standards. The country and that nation which did not respect women have never become great, nor will ever in future. These are the words of Swami Vivekananda. So, do you have any guess about the population of India? It is about 1.44 billion. Out of that, 48.4% is women population. That is 709 million. The sex ratio being 106 males per 100 females, and Kerala sex ratio is 1084 per 1000 males. There are many problems faced with women, like gender discrimination first being, then the women education, then female feticide, dowry, atrocities on women such as rape, murder, humiliation. So why women need empowerment? because of all these reasons. First, women are exploited a lot. They undergo harassment at workplace, in every place. They are very vulnerable. That's why we say they are vulnerable. Then discrimination, definitely in terms of wages, women are paid less compared to men. So according to National Crimes Record Bureau, also the crime statistics against women is also very high. First, 31 point 30.4 percentage are subjected to cruelty by husband. Then there is assault, 19.2 assault with intent to outrage modesty, then kidnapping and abduction, rape. These are the crime statistics related to women. So women empowerment is very significant. So let us see the definition of women empowerment. Women empowerment refers to the process of enhancing women's abilities. സ്ത്രീകളുടെ ശക്തി വർദ്ധിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ് ടു തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കാൻ, മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാനായിട്ടുള്ള, ജീവിതത്തിൽ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാനായിട്ടുള്ള, സമത്വത്തിനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇതൊക്കെയാണ്. So it encompasses various aspects like education, economic participation, political representation, and social well-being. And ultimately, it aims to create a society where women have equal opportunities and can fully realize their potential. അവർക്ക് തുല്യ അവകാശങ്ങളും തുല്യ അവസരങ്ങളും വേണം. പുരുഷനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ തുല്യ അവസരങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കണം. ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് വിമൻ എംപവർമെൻറ്റ്. നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് പറയുമെങ്കിലും ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ശരിക്കും നടക്കുന്നില്ല. Women empowerment in India is the most effective tool for development, as these days women across the world are actively working as a leader and surpassing others in all spheres of life. Women empowerment refers to increasing the spiritual, political, social or economic strength of women. എല്ലാ ആസ്പെക്റ്റിലും നോക്കണം. അപ്പം ദീസ് ആർ ദി കോമ്പണൻസ് ഓഫ് വിമൻ എംപവർമെൻറ്റ്. ഒന്നെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിമൻ സെൻസ് ഓഫ് സെൽഫ് വർത്ത് ആണ്. ഞാൻ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണ് എന്ന് വിമന് തന്നെ തോന്നണം. ഒരു സ്ത്രീക്ക് തന്നെ വളരെ പുച്ഛമായ ഭാവം സ്വയമായിട്ട് തോന്നിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവിടെ നമുക്ക് എംപവർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ദേ ഹാവ് ദ റൈറ്റ് ടു ഹാവ് ആൻഡ് ഡിറ്റർമിൻ ചോയ്സസ്. ദേ റൈറ്റ് ടു ഹാവ് ആക്സസ് ടു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ആൻഡ് റിസോഴ്സസ്. Their right to have the power to control their own lives both within and outside the homes, and the ability to influence the direction of social change to create a more just social and economic order nationally and internationally. So let us see the historical background. Look at the historical background. The term has become very popular, especially after 1980s. UN declared the year 1975 as International Women's Year and compelled national governments to shift emphasis from women welfare to development. As a result, Third Women Congress was held at Nairobi in 1985, and they documented the empowerment of women as important. And in the 73rd Constitution Amendment Act of 1993 also gave some political participation, political reservation of women in governmental agencies. And also the Fourth World Conference in Beijing also gave emphasis to gender equality. The UN General Assembly in 2000 held a meeting which also focused on equality, development and peace for NGOs. So India government declared, as a result, India government declared 2001 as the year of women empowerment. So these are the various strategies for women development. First one is the greater political participation of women, then income generating schemes like integrated IRDP, JRY, Janni Roskar Yojana and TRYSEM. These are some projects for rural youth for improving their employment opportunities. Then increasing female literacy level, that is also one aspect of women empowerment. This is 6X model of women empowerment is given by Government of India. We have to give focus to these 6 elements for empowerment of women. First one is Shiksha, that is education. Second one is Swasthya, that is health. Third one is Swalamban, that is self-reliance. For that, microfinancing is done to start enterprises for women. And then sensitivity, you have to be very sensitive to women issues. Then justice for women. Then equality, equal opportunities for women. So So there are many factors affecting women empowerment in India. First one, the gender discrimination must be checked. Then the educational factor. Then mass media is bringing the transformation. It has a great role. Then steps regarding implementation of women development program, along with various acts which will help the progress of the women. Then changes in the women's attitude, that is very, very important. Even women do not have a proper attitude towards her own development, then there will not be no use. So there should be a holistic approach to empowerment where women in the center, and she should have the freedom to take decision. She should be acknowledged. You have to acknowledge women's right. Then she should be given employment opportunities. The health and nutrition should be taken care of. Education. Then her political participation. That is, these are the ways to empower women. That change in women's mobility and social security, change in women labor pattern. Women should have access to and control over വിഭവങ്ങളുടെ ഉപയോഗിക്കാനുള്ള അവകാശവും it should be accessible to her. Then changes in women control over decision making, educate women. Then self-employment and self-help group, സ്വയം സഹായ സംഘങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാവണം, സ്വയം തൊഴിൽ മേഖലകൾ. Then providing minimum needs like nutrition, health, sanitation and housing. Other than this, society should change the mentality towards women, encouraging women in the area they are good at and make a career. ഒരു സ്ത്രീ വളർന്നു വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അവരെ പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കുക, അവരെ ആ ഒരു മേഖലയിൽ വളരാനായിട്ട് സഹായിക്കുക. അപ്പം how can you say that a person is empowered? These are the indicators. One is legally empowered, legal empowerment, political empowerment, economic empowerment and social empowerment. These are the 4 ways by which you have to look at the empowerment aspect. Then government, role of government. The Department of Women and Child Development has been implementing special programs for the holistic development and empowerment of women with major focus to improve മെയിനായിട്ട് അവരുടെ സോഷ്യോ എക്കണോമിക് സ്റ്റേറ്റസ് ഇമ്പ്രൂവ് ആയാൽ തന്നെ ഗവൺമെൻറ് അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുറേ സ്കീംസ് സ്ത്രീകൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. The year 2001 is declared as Women Empowerment Year to bring greater focus on the program for women. This is Ashwazan. This is a program which is developed in Kerala for the empowerment of ladies. These are the various other schemes which are developed, central schemes, Beti Bachao, Beti Batao scheme, One Stop scheme, Women Helpline scheme, Ujwala scheme, then Working Women Hostel which was developed in 1972-73 that provide accommodation to children of working women up to age of 18 years of girls and up to age of 5 years for boys. Then Swadhar Graha 2018. Then supported training and employment program for women, that is STEP, that was developed in 1986-87 to provide skills that give employability. There are many other schemes like Nari Shakti Puraskar, Mahila Shakti Kendras, Mahila E-Heart, Mahila Police Volunteers 2016. So can you identify these ladies, women, powerful ladies? First one who is Malala Yousafzai. She was a great educational activist of Pakistan who fought for the educational rights of women. At the age of 17, she got a Nobel Prize. And Indira Gandhi, the former Prime Minister of India, and Mother Teresa, all of you know. So you can see that empowered women empower the world. That is all about the concept of empowerment. I think that you are clear about what empowerment is. Now the next concept is resilience. Resilience is as you see in the picture itself, a lady holding an umbrella in this heavy rain and wind. She is holding in such a way that she can manage further. So this is resilience. It's a phenomenon of positive adjustment in the face of adversities. In the situation of adversities, how you adjust positively. That is what is resilience. It is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, adapt to change and maintain psychological well-being in the face of adversity. It's a capacity of positive adaptation, using resources available and maintaining healthy level of functioning in the face of adversity. This is another definition. When we talk about women resilience, resilience in women is a crucial factor in maintaining good mental health, acting as a buffer against stress and adversity. We say women are vulnerable population because they get to stress and adversities very easily. So the resilience in women is a capacity to adapt well in the face of challenges, trauma or tragedy. Developing resilience can be particularly important for women who may face because they have unique stresses related to gender, social expectations and biological factors. So this is a dynamic process. Resilience is a dynamic process wherein individuals display positive adaptation despite experiences of significant adversity or trauma. And this term, no person is born with resilience. It is not a personality trait. This is developed over a time, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊരു ആർജിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കഴിവാണ് ഓവർ എ പീരീഡ് ഓഫ് ടൈം when they go through adversities. It is not that a person is a resilient person is born with some personality trait or they are resilient. Okay. So there are many other factors which affect how they become resilient. This is a model of resilience, operational model of resilience given by Brodsky et al. In 2011. Here he says that an individual, it is a cyclic process where, or in an iterative one, because it is a repeated one where an individual become aware about the adverse situation, and the moment he became aware about adverse situation, he has an intention to make up such or do something to overcome such adversities, and he takes some action to overcome such adversities, and again he reflects, evaluate whether that was worthy or not. If it is working, he will sustain that continued efforts to remain resilient. So that is a model. It is a continuous dynamic process when in adversity an individual undergoes. So the key aspects of diversity includes coping mechanisms, positive outlook, social support. For example, as a community that has experienced natural disaster may demonstrate resilience by building infrastructure, providing support to affected individuals, and adapting to new living conditions. Then models of resilience. There are mainly three models of resilience. First one is the compensatory model, which is given by Warner and Smith in this, and the second one is the challenge model, and third one is the protective model. In compensatory model says that a person, there is a factor called a compensatory factor which neutralizes exposure to risk, and a person is at adversity. Challenge stressor is needed, is treated as a potential enhancer of successful adaptation. In protective model, there are protective factors which help along with risk factor that reduce the possibility of negative outcome. So the resilience is not just surviving, but it is thriving. Okay, I will explain you this in a simple manner, because you see this graph. This is the x-axis, it is time, and in the y-axis is a level of functioning of an individual. This lines shows that a person is in a normal situation. When there is a challenge comes, he comes down, and he is in adverse situation again. For example, if a person if a person who is affected with cancer and he undergoes treatment, he is in a very bad situation, so he is below the baseline. After getting treatment and all, he survives. Survival means a person is alive but below his normal baseline functional status. He will have some dysfunctions, but after that he may recover and come to the normal baseline status. That is recovery. Thriving is more than recovery. that he become better than his baseline status. That is thriving. So resilience is not just surviving, but it is thriving. When a person is attain resilience, means he is thriving. So we can say that it's a dynamic process. Resilience is a dynamic process. This shows the dynamic framework of resilience. That means the client client stressors. At workplace, an individual has a stressor, team stressors, environment, resources, and he has in the context, he has risk factors, protective factors, family, cultural support, workplace support. Then he develops internal resilience based on his intellectual assets, physical ability, behavioral and spiritual factors. He will have positive maladaptive positive adaptation. Okay, now another point is that when dealing with resilience, one should have a good cognitive thoughts. Good cognition is very important. In a negative cognitive triad, if a person thinks have a negative view about self, he has negative view about world and negative view about everything. So but in resilience, the person has positive view about everything. A resilient person has got positive view about themselves. That is positive cognitive triad. Now let us see what is resilience in nursing. Resilience in nursing refers to nurses' capacity to adapt well in the face of adversity or trauma. It is not just enduring hardships, but she'll be developing positive mechanisms and maintaining psychological well-being while challenging the profession. അപ്പോൾ എന്തിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ റെസിലിയൻസ് വേണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? ബിക്കോസ് നമ്മുടെ പ്രൊഫഷൻ നോക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇമോഷണലി എക്സോസ്റ്റഡ് ആണ്. എന്തും ജോലി, ഡ്യൂട്ടി, റൗണ്ട് ദ ക്ലോക്ക്. Okay, we are investing more time in our profession and we can anticipate and prevent. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾക്ക് നമ്മളുടെ ഒരു റെസിലിയൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുത്താൽ നമ്മുടെ പ്രൊഡക്ടിവിറ്റി ഇമ്പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യും, നമ്മുടെ ട്രസ്റ്റ് ഇമ്പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, വി ക്യാൻ വർക്ക് ബെറ്റർ. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ റെസിലിയൻസ് എന്നുള്ളൊരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ബേസ്ഡ് മാത്രമായിട്ടല്ല, പല മേഖലകളിലും നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡഡ് ഇൻ ടു വേരിയസ് ഫീൽഡ്സ് ഇൻക്ലൂഡിങ് ഹെൽത്ത്, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ, ഓർഗനൈസേഷണൽ ബിഹേവിയർ, ഡിസാസ്റ്റർ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്, because it has a broad relevance of the concept actually speaking. But there are workplace resilience interventions, like there are realistic simulations of adverse conditions of participants done that can make them resilient. Rehearsal of ways of confronting and moderating the associated emotional and physical pressures, transforming the way stress is perceived. These are the 7 C's of resilience. Like you need coping, control, contribution, character, connection, confidence, competence. So how can you build resilience? Make connections with close family members, friends and others. Avoid seeing crisis as an insurmountable problem. Accept that change is a part of life. Move towards goals. Take decisive action. Look for opportunities for self-discovery. Nurture a positive view of self. Maintain a hopeful or positive outlook. Take care of yourself. Good diet, good exercise, sleep. So especially women at work, their resilience strategy should include നിങ്ങളുടെ challenges എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ആദ്യം മനസ്സിലാക്കുക, നല്ലൊരു പോസിറ്റീവ് സപ്പോർട്ട് നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കുക, അതുപോലെ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു കരിയറിൽ ഒരു ഗ്രോത്ത് ഒരു സെറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോസിറ്റീവ് മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റ് സെറ്റ് ചെയ്താണ് നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണെങ്കിലും നിൽക്കേണ്ടത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഡെവലപ്പ് ഇമോഷണൽ എജിലിറ്റി, എപ്പോഴും ഡിപ്രസ്ഡ് ആവാതെ യു ഹാവ് എ പോസിറ്റീവ് ഔട്ട്ലുക്ക്. Then speak for yourself. If you can't manage your work, you can convey that to your boss that I am unable, and try to reduce the workload, whatever it is. And focus on your wins. Don't be upset about your losses. Focus on your wins. This is a model which shows the conceptual model of empowerment resilience. This shows the difference, unique distinction between the empowerment and resilience. Both empowerment and resilience has the same steps if you look, but the difference is one is One has always there is a fundamental risk involved, in other one there is no fundamental risk involved. One is external, other one is internal. In resilience, which develops from inside, and empowerment is from external push in the context of shared resources, maintenance, self-efficacy, knowledge, skills, and community resources. So empowerment focus on changing the system actually that occur in the environment without inherent risk, but resilience is always happens in a adversity or challenges. So what is the benefit of this model? Enhanced well-being, increased adaptability, increased social ties. So let us see how the empowerment and resilience are related. See, there is a adverse situation happening. You are engaged in that. You're trying to recognize that emergency. You're trying to mobilize your internal and external resources. If you are able to do it, you will be overcoming the adverse situation. You develop resilience. You're thriving, flourishing, very good. If you're not able to, then some intervention is needed. That is empowerment. Again, when you get empowerment, you will again overcome this adverse situation. So that is how this empowerment and resilience is നമ്മൾ ആർജിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കഴിവാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ പ്രതികൂലമായ സാഹചര്യത്തിലൂടെ കടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ നാച്ചുറലായിട്ട് ആർജിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കഴിവ്. അത് ഒരുപാട് ഘടകങ്ങളെ ആശ്രയിച്ചിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ challenges to empowerment resilience. There are social barriers, economic barriers, health and safety, resilience challenges. These are the barriers that you face. Let us look at some of the research studies related to resilience. There was a study which was reported in International Journal of Indian Psychology on stress resilience and psychological well-being among employed women across age group. In the study, there was no significant difference between stress resilience and level of psychological well-being among employed women across age groups. And there was another study reported in 2024, resilience among working, and there was a comparative study between working and non-working women. But in this study, about 54.6% of working women exhibited higher level of resilience compared to non-working women. So to summarize, empowerment fosters resilience. That means when individuals feel empowered, they are more likely to develop their self-efficacy and coping mechanisms needed to navigate challenges and setbacks. Resilience supports empowerment. Resilient individuals are better equipped to persevere through difficult situations and advocate for themselves, contribute to their own empowerment. Both are essential for positive change. By fostering both empowerment and resilience, individuals and communities can better address social inequalities, adapt to change, and create a more just, equitable world. So to conclude, women empowerment and resilience are essential for a prosperous and equitable world. You can refer this book for further reading. It's a very good book.